What's up, my friends? Welcome to today, my friend. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it, my friend. I'm so excited to see you, my friend. Listen, I got a great message for you today. But first, I just want to share a story with you, right? Well, I grew up with humble beginnings. I was the youngest of 5 in my household that I grew up with as far as siblings with my parents, right? But here's the thing, it was very rough. A lot of dysfunction, but it was love, and we made it, right? But there was one instance, right? I was in the 3rd grade. We went to neighborhood schools for the most part, but my older brother and I, my closest brother to me that was the next oldest, Tyrone. So my mom sent us to a Christian school for 1 year. Took us out of public school, sent us to a Christian school. I was 3rd grade, he was in the 6th grade. And I remember distinctly, right? It was all grades. It was K to 12. It was a new school. It only been established for a couple years. So it wasn't real big, but it was all grades. So it was a couple hundred students. And I loved it because although I was young, I was only 8, I was accustomed to hanging around older people. I got older siblings, you know. So I was accustomed to hanging around older people. So I had a friend in that school that was in the 10th grade. He was my best friend. So one day, he got in trouble, right? And we were all in the auditorium. The principal was having he was talking to the whole school, and he brought up this young man because he kept getting in trouble. And the principal asked, he told everybody that he was in trouble, but then he asked everybody that was watching, all the other students, does anyone want to support him, right? And I thought, that's my friend. I'm a rider, you know what I mean? I'm used to riding with my friends. So I initially thought I want to support him. I raised my hand, right? And then it was like 3 of us that raised our hands. Then the pastor read a scripture. And I didn't understand the scripture. I was only 8. I was in the 3rd grade. He read a scripture pertaining to never co-signing or never supporting evil. But I didn't understand the scripture. I just knew that I wanted to ride with my homie, right? But I'm gonna share the hard truth with you. In my mind, all I could think about was, I'm going to be the hero because I'm riding with my homie. I'm gonna be the hero in front of the whole school. I'm gonna stand tall in front of the whole school. That's what I was thinking. It was pride. And you already know that pride comes before the fall, right? So then the pastor asked again after he read the story about how you're not supposed to support evil, but me not knowing, me focused on the prideful aspect of it, he asked again, and I raised my hand, but this time I was the only one. The other 2 didn't raise their hand. So make a long story short, the pastor then went and said, because I wanted to be bold and go against not only what he thought, but the scripture, he gave me that 10th grader's punishment. And again, this school was a Christian school, so they had their own standards, their own principles, and this was all about, they used to spank the students with a big wooden board. So don't you know that I had to take all the spankings, even for this person and for myself for supporting evil, in front of the whole school. So it's crazy, it's funny now, but look at what happened. My thoughts, I was thinking prideful. I'm gonna be the center of attention in front of the whole school. I'm gonna be a hero. I got what I asked for, except it was on the other end of the spectrum. I was the center of attention in front of the whole school, and I was a nut hero. I was a fool hero, and I embarrassed my entire self, right? And that day taught me a reasonable lesson, right? That day, you can see it still sticks with me right now. It taught me a valuable lesson. And the lesson it taught me was this: be careful what you ask for, my friend. I learned a valuable lesson at 8, to be careful of what you ask for. Let's go further, right? See, here's the reason you got to be careful of what you ask for, and here's why. Because you just might get it, my friend. Got to be careful what you ask for. But here's the hook, right? I'm not referring to the things that you ask for with your mouth. I'm not talking about the things you ask for with your words. I'm talking about the things you ask for with your mind. with your thoughts, my friend. That's what's most significant. That's what I'm talking about, because here's the hard truth. Life, this world that we live in, this ultimate system that we live in, is also the ultimate boomerang. And let me explain how. This world is a boomerang. It takes whatever you think about most often and it sends it back to you. Like, obviously you want this because you keep thinking about it, so let me give you right back those thoughts. But then it also takes whatever you feel and it sends it back to you in physical form so that you can continue to feel that way. So the universe, that's the universe way of helping us out. That's why you got to be really, really careful of what you're asking for, my friend. Not with your words, but with your thoughts, my friend, at all times. And here's 3 reasons why you need to be mindful of your thoughts, right? Number 1, here's the thing. You got to stop aiming your thoughts at targets that you really don't want to hit. So in other words, you got to stop thinking about things that you really don't want to attract back into your life, my friend. That's first, right? And then number 2, here's the thing about life. This you got to understand. Whatever you think about, you also bring about, my friend, because we attract whatever we think about most often. You got to understand your power and what you're doing to yourself merely by your thoughts. Did I tell you, my friend, that you got to be real, real careful about what you ask for, right? And then number 3, you got to develop a greatness mindset, a mind bold enough to believe, right? That you got to be intentional, real intentional about taking full control of your mind and making it your servant, or else your mind will surely enslave you, my friend. The choice is yours. Either you can make your mind your servant, or you become the slave to your mind, my friend. And your mind is just like money. They make great servants, but they make terrible masters, my friend. Make sure you choose right, my friend. Here's the thing about life. You got to line everything up with your truth. It's just not enough to have your socialization line up with your truth, but not your professionalism and not your character and your words. You got to line every single aspect of your life up with your truth, my friend. And then you got to be bold enough to live it in broad daylight in front of everything. Live your truth. Proclaim your truth. Stand firm behind your truth, my friend. That's how bold you got to be, my friend, because you know what? You can't lose when you do that, and that's why you were created, my friend. Stop being scared to live your full life out the way you really want, because you know what everybody chasing in life is 2 things. They chasing perfect peace. I'm talking about peace which passeth all understanding. I'm not talking about the front and pictures and all that you take on social media, but you really depressed on the inside and you waiting to see how many views and likes you get to determine how much you really like the pictures, because it don't start with you. It's all about perception. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about peace which passeth all understanding, and you can only get that from God. The second thing people chasing is this: freedom of expression. I'm not talking about going out there being ignorant and disrespectful. No, I'm talking about being able to freely express yourself without caring about what anybody think or say or do. I'm talking about the boldness to be 100% yourself at all times, my friend. In other words, absolutely no fronting, even a little bit, not at all. Those 2 things are what people chasing, and money can't buy neither of them. I don't care how much fame you got, it can't buy neither of them. That comes from the inside out, my friend. The only way you can get that, my friend, is to own, live, and defend your truth, my friend. And never forget, while you owning, living, and defending your truth, never forget, my friend, you were born to be great.